Yo, what it is, you already know who we are, what we're here to do. We are the greatest duo in this sports industry thing, the Misfits. I am the PG Mykell Mathieu. That is my guy, 5-star E, and it is show time
Yes, sir.
here
Yes,
with the
sir.
Misfits. It's the day after the Lakers season coming to an end, so you know we have a lot to say about that. What's next for the Lakers? That's what everybody want to know. The Misfits got you covered. I am Mykell Mathieu once again. My guy Eric Lambkins is second. Elam, what's up, brother?
Well, I don't have a Charlie Brown tree behind me like this guy right here, but what's up, world? You know who it is. It's the tightest tag team tandem this side of the galaxy. We are the Misfits, where we encourage you not to fit in, but find a way to stand out. And as you know, we got some pretty sizzling hot takes. I had a pretty phenomenal experience today at the federal court building. Shout out to my guy
Ooh.
Cappy from 17 ESPN. Uh, Super random, but we'll get into that later. But
Okay.
we got another dynamic show lined up for you. This is your one-stop shop for everything related to sports, culture, politics, all the things that you're not supposed to talk about. We cover it. And we're gonna piss a few of you off, but some of y'all love to hate watch, but we'll get into that.
Hey, Iceman is coming this Friday, but the Lakers, guess what? They were iced
Ice
out
cold, ice
of the
cold.
playoffs as the Lakers fall. They dropped to the Thunder 115, 110, swept. The brooms were out. Dylan Brooks was in the crowd, being
Hate
the
watch,
villain that he is.
hate watching.
They hate watching. It's when you're a Laker fan, you just love it because the hate watching has always been there, and you just appreciate it because eventually, once the Lakers break through, everybody's going to cry. But Elam, let's talk about the game first. What was your thoughts about what we saw in yesterday's game?
Man, the second quarter, man, the second quarter lost the game for the Lakers. I want to say they had a 10-point lead going into the second quarter, and then they start on a 17-0 run that spanned about like 6 minutes. And it's crazy because I felt like I was watching a WNBA game. And for those of you who know ball, you know WNBA games can go minutes without buckets. And the Lakers, like, the lead evaporated. 17 nothing run. Shea, he went off. Uh, and the crazy part was the Lakers had did such a phenomenal job the entire series in keeping him off the foul line, but nope. He had, I want to say, 12 free throws, 13 free throws. He got to the foul line. He looked like Shea, and it was just too much AJ Mitchell, man. AJ Mitchell, shout out to UC Santa Barbara. This dude came out of nowhere. Last
Hooping.
year he was averaging 8 minutes a game, and now
Yep.
he's giving you 28. What was your take, bro?
And no, and that's what makes the Thunder so great is they swept the Lakers without J Dub. He didn't even touch the floor at all. So to see the Thunder play the way that they did, and if you would have told me, hey, Shea is going to barely average just over 20 the first three games, I'm going to be like, oh, the Lakers might have stole a game at least. But that didn't happen. The Lakers, they fought, right? Like that ending was lights out. The energy in the building was crazy. Like if you want to know what playoff basketball in LA looks like, you're not going to go to Intuit Dome. You're going to watch the Lakers. And last night you got that energy. It just wasn't enough on both ends. They couldn't get stops late, even though Chet got away with a travel. I'm with you, Laker fans. I was a travel. But then, they couldn't make some big shots when they needed. Austin Reeves misses the three to tie it. They had a chance to take a lead.
LeBron missed.
LeBron missed the
LeBron.
bank shot,
Mhm.
which for some reason he looked like he didn't really want the ball. Like it was just a weird situation. But we knew that this season was going to come to an end. We knew that the Lakers weren't going to beat the Thunder, and that's exactly what happened. They got swept. They fought because it's so crazy the fact that each of those games they were in the game pretty much until like midway in the third or the fourth quarter.
I'm
But it
gonna tell
just
you
shows
what
you how
doomed
great
the
the
Lakers
Thunder
this
are.
series, man. What doomed the Lakers this series was execution and turnovers. And the
Agreed.
crazy part is that has been their Achilles heel all year.
19 turnovers, bro.
when I watch basketball, particularly teams that I have to cover, I notice trends, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, sooner or later, this Achilles heel, whatever flaw it is, whatever deficiency they have, whether it be a lack of defense or rebounding or spacing, right? Or just age, health, it's always going to rear its ugly head at the most inopportune time. And for the Lakers, execution and turnovers were their Achilles heel. And my thing is this, man. The Thunder are in a class unto their own when it
Yep.
comes to roster construction. I like even the last team that I could think of that had this much depth was like the Celtics from the 80s when they had like Pistol Pete and uh
All the Spurs.
Larry and like literally the
You
the
said
the
Pistol Pete. You
80
talking about
Celtics.
Bill Walton? Yeah, 86. I
You
know
know
you're
what I'm
talking
saying?
about.
Like
Yeah.
that was ridiculous. And then you got to fast forward all the way to the 2010s and look at the Golden State Warriors when they had, that first run where it was like strength in numbers. But we
Yeah.
have never seen anything like this. These Oklahoma City Thunder are too deep, they're too tough, they're too tenacious for any team, let alone my hobbled Lakers. As a Laker fan, I already knew what type of time it was. I was just disappointed that the Lakers they chose to wear all black last night. I was like, yo, you dress for your own funeral. But go
Funeral
check my
clothes.
article out on the Sporting Tribune. Like, you'll see my takes.
Yeah, nah, it was just, it was just tough, man, because you just saw a team that just didn't have enough. It's kind of like if Red on Friday decided to fight Debo and we just saw Debo beat the crap out of him, it would have just been like, hey, he got the heart to actually finally fight back. He just don't have what it take. And that's what happened with the Lakers. They just didn't have enough. And, it had me wonder, like, if Luka plays, the Lakers don't win the series, but I think they win at least 2 games, especially without J Dub,
I don't know.
because of course he would have
How
made a
can you say that?
difference.
Because they played the Thunder 8 times this
No,
year.
yeah,
Like,
true. Yeah. True, but
they lost
the
all 8.
job defense is so crazy because I said it before we got into the series that I felt the defense was going to travel over. It was what had me nervous coming into the Thunder series was what could the offense be, because can Bron go in a time machine and average 28-30? Would Austin Reeves look like regular season Austin Reeves and average 28 or something like that? And then a Rui steps up, which Rui did step up, made a lot of big shots. I still don't understand why JJ didn't have him in a game for that final shot to where it could have been a driving kick situation. The guy made a game winner this year, right? But I couldn't be mad because the Lakers just didn't have enough. And I was kind of just proud of the effort that they were truly giving to fight to the very end. For a minute, I was like, yo, they're going back to Oklahoma City. The Lakers are about to make this happen, but the champs are champs and they are going to play that way. And that's exactly what they did to help them pick up that victory, knocking off the Lakers. And now it just leads to a lot of questions for the Los Angeles Lakers. What is next for this team? We know they have one chip. Luka Doncic, number 77. He's the face of the squad. He who is the team is going to build around. But what is next for the team? And the first guy we have to mention, Elam, is LeBron James. What does he do? Does he return for year 24? Is it with the Lakers? Does he go somewhere else? What do you think he's going to do? And what would you prefer him to do, Elam?
What do I think he's going to do? I think he's going to return.
Okay.
He's going to look for a situation that gives him the most optimal chance of winning that elusive fifth ring. I think he's going back to the Eastern Conference. I
Okay.
won't be surprised if the Knicks, like some of the stuff that I've been told, is that the Knicks are going to trade Carl Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby. I think it was OG Anunoby. And some first round picks for Giannis, and then recruit Bron to come out there and then
Mm.
fill out the roster.
But
I
hey, does
mean,
that change though? If the Knicks make it to the finals, and hey, say they mess around and win the championship, like, do
they're
you
not winning the
still
championship.
do that?
They're not winning the championship. I think
No.
for the Knicks to have Jalen Brunson and Giannis moving forward, that's a pretty tough tandem to have.
Yeah,
And then you sprinkle in LeBron and whatever, maybe Luke Kennard decides to go out there. I don't know. But you surround them
Ronnie.
with shooters. That I mean, that could be something. Uh, but it's not the doghouse of the West, and LeBron just he can't physically hold up in this Western Conference. There's a reason why LeBron made it to 10 consecutive finals. He
Yeah, Eastern.
played in the Eastern Conference, and in order for him to get back to the finals, he's got to go back to the least.
Yeah.
What do I want to happen? I want the Lakers to send him and his son as far away from the facility as possible. I like as a Laker fan. Now I can be like I don't have to be objective. As a Laker fan, I never wanted LeBron.
Okay.
Exactly what happened, I knew would happen. We were sold a bill of goods that never materialized, right? We were told, "Oh, he makes everybody better. Oh, it's a shoe in for the finals." I'm like, not in this conference. And then when you looked at, you got rid of Julius Randle, Josh Hart, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, all the young pieces, Alex
Yeah.
Caruso, all the young pieces that you had, you got rid of it to try to go get, Anthony Davis. And I get it. You had
They
to
won
make
one.
you had to make that play. But
Yeah.
to get one bubble ring that didn't even feel real, it's during the high of COVID. Now, granted, I understand it's the most challenging time to win in any professional sport, right? The Dodgers said the same thing. It was a
Yep.
hard thing to do. I couldn't even tell you who won in hockey that year. Um, but the Lakers, you go down to Orlando, you win the title. I know here, I didn't feel nothing. It was no parade. It was just like, oh, I guess we celebrate this. Oh, we
Yeah.
tied with the Celtics, but it didn't feel real. It didn't feel
Yeah.
like anything
That
that we experienced in the past.
that
And
championship is forever gonna be unique.
yeah, and the crazy part is all the other 7 years, it was swept, missed playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Or gentlemen sweeps.
That's the issue.
And I was
Yeah.
like, this is what we got. And it wasn't that LeBron was old. He was 33 when he came. Kobe still won in his 30s. Mike still won in his 30s. So if this is the greatest player of all time, why the hell we can't get to the finals? Oh, he needs
Yeah.
more help. It's like, dog, at what point, and this is just me. At what
Okay.
point do we stop giving excuses? You know what I'm saying? Like the dude has had more help, more all-stars, more teammates that are going to go into the Hall of Fame than any other player. And I have posed this question to you. Like, if there's one word to describe LeBron's tenure as a Laker, I feel like it's
Mid.
under it's I feel like guilted. Like,
The word for me is mid. Like is I can't say it's completely terrible because before he got to the Lakers, we saw the dark days, right? The drafting the Lonzo Balls, the drafting the Brandon Ingrams. It was like, when are they going to get out of this? We had to really depend on those young guys developing. Bam, here comes LeBron James. Let's speed this thing up. Right, that first year they were playing really well. They were top 4 seed, and then he gets hurt. He comes back. Let's go into playoff mode. They didn't make it happen. But then the following year, they get AD. They win the championship, right? And I think that was kind of a curse for LeBron's Laker tenure because him winning so early had people like, yo, like, all right, like we might be able to get off at least another ring or two with the way that LeBron and AD were able to make it look so effortless in that first year together. And for him not to get back to the finals after that is why I think a lot of Laker fans are like, man, because when you look at Giannis with Milwaukee, right, it took them a while. So when they finally got it, it was like, oh, okay, thank God. The Denver Nuggets with Jokic, they finally got it. It's like you feel, but with the Lakers, we got it in the second year of Bron. So we're thinking, hey, If we're gonna have LeBron for 8 years, we probably gonna end up with 2 rings. He's gonna catch Kobe and have 5 total, and that didn't happen. But when it comes to LeBron, I think I'm gonna go with what I hope. I hope first that he would just retire, man. We've talked to him these past few years, media day, media members has talked to him and asked a question as well. What more do you have to prove? And when a guy says, man, I don't really have to prove anything, to me, that right there shows you that what are you playing for? Like, what more are you out there? If you don't feel you have to prove, I say it all the time, even in music, right? When I debate with people when it comes to hip hop and they talk about certain artists, Eminem and other OGs dropping their album, like, man, they can just drop music at this point. They don't have to prove anything. That's completely wrong. If you're going out there into the battlefield on sports or hip hop or anything like that, you are there to try to prove something to somebody. And the fact that he doesn't feel he has to prove anything lets me know it's like, why are you still doing it? Do
But
you
I
want to
can't.
have to move when your family is here in LA? Right? Do you want to have to go to the Bay and be away from your wife? Do you want to have to go to Cleveland, New York, and be away from Zuri and Savannah? Like, I just don't think that is worth it.
But see, I
Right,
think
Katie?
I don't think LeBron ever fully embraced being a Laker, which in turn for
Yeah,
Laker fans and not the
yeah,
Church of Bron, the Church of Bron is gonna go wherever he goes, right?
yeah,
I got grown men telling me that they gonna cry when he retires. That I don't understand, right? It's only
yeah.
two dudes that I've ever cried over, departing. That was my uncle when he got killed and my dad when he died.
Mhm.
Outside of that, I'm not crying over no man. I didn't cry when
Yeah,
Kobe died. I didn't cry when Michael Jackson died. That
man.
just that's just me and how I'm wired, right? But um when when LeBron leaves, well, when LeBron came, it was so much tension. It was so much animus
Yeah,
between Laker fans and LeBron fans. And I'm like, this is not gonna work because I already knew the game plan. When the Lakers win, it's because of LeBron, but when
yep,
the Lakers lose, it's because of everybody else, right? And he's gonna need
agreed.
so much help. And the craziest part is the Lakers had the opportunity to be OKC like had they just stayed the course. Josh
Yeah,
Hart's in the playoffs, Alex Caruso in the playoffs, Julius Randle in the playoffs.
playoffs.
You had
Brandon
Brandon
Ingram.
Ingram, who's made 2 All-Star teams or maybe 1 All-Star team. You had a healthy Lonzo Ball. Maybe his career is different. Who knows? But the Lakers could have had something magical with LeBron. And I don't care about one ring, bro. I don't get happy off of one. I am a Laker fan through and through. I am used to back-to-backs. I am accustomed to three-peats. So if you want me to just get happy off of one that you got in a condensed fashion,
Yeah,
sorry, I'm not that dude. I'm not going to celebrate that. And I know I echo the sentiment of a lot of real Laker fans. LeBron, how he manipulated behind the scenes and lobbied behind the scenes, to get certain people. Like, I can't blame LeBron. I blame
of
Rob
course.
Pelinka for acquiescing and giving in to those.
Yeah,
After you win the championship, why the hell don't you bring the roster back? You had
yeah.
KCP
That
who was
made
coming off
that.
the ankle monitor. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You had JaVale McGee, you had Dwight Howard, you had enough pieces that you could have made a run one more year, but you say, nah, I'm gonna blow it up and just bring in a whole bunch of new people. That was completely asinine and stupid to me. Then you
yeah,
compound the dumb decision. Shout out to my boy Russ. I rock with him the long way. I just knew he was going to be the scapegoat. I knew it wouldn't work because Russ needs the ball, LeBron
and
needs the ball.
they're the same
And
player.
exactly my point, man. And I just didn't see how it was gonna work. You could have got Debo. Debo would have been a perfect fit for what it was that you were trying to do. But yo, man, I can sit up here and talk about this till I'm blue in the face. Like I'm happy for, you know, I can't even say the memories, man, because it seems like every quintessential Laker memory that I equate with LeBron came in a loss. Kobe died. Wait, his first game as a Laker, I was
Lost.
covering that game.
Yeah.
He gets into or he doesn't get into a fight. Rondo punches Chris Paul in the chin.
Hmm.
BI, you know what I'm saying, takes a swing. LeBron does what? He gets his banana boat buddy, Chris Paul, and escorts him off. And the
Yeah,
crazy part was I'm standing next to the locker room and I hear Brandon Ingram going off. What was said, I'm gonna keep to myself. But it was
but
charged.
his legacy with the Lakers, like I'm with you. Like I can't think of like his big Laker moment, right? Maybe that first dunk, right, against Portland, like that was really cool because it's like, damn, LeBron is really a Laker. This is crazy. But when you think about like the bubble, you think about AD's game winner, right? You think about that team coming together and winning. It wasn't just like LeBron had these big time moments. I guess we have to talk about him breaking the record. That moment is
That
going to
came in a
be
loss.
that. I know, but
Kobe
that's going to
Bryant
be
dying.
etched
Kobe
in the
Bryant dying, right? Kobe
history of
Bryant
the
dying.
Lakers. No, yeah, they passed away. I was so mad when they
That
lost
came in
that
a loss.
game. But hey, he was like a what 8-time All-Star with the team, 4th all time in points per game, number 2 all time in assists per game. He's going to get his name in the rafters with the Lakers, which I think is well deserved. It should be one jersey, 6 or 23. Pick your number, put it up there. But I know that I just think that his era should be done. It's time to fully invest in Luka Doncic and building a team around him that is set for him to make another trip back to the finals, right? You got to build that team like Dallas. So, you just got to give thanks to LeBron because the Lakers were in a dark time. He made them relevant again. Then he won, and he had them.
I hate hearing that. The Lakers were never not relevant. They've been the Lakers.
No, yeah, it just
Even when they were losing, people were still showing up. It's the
man.
Lakers.
Hey, they used to have to darken the upper part of the crowd because people weren't
Man,
there
they do that for
because
dramatic. It's the Lakers. It's Hollywood.
they were stinking it up with those young guys. But shout out to LeBron, man. I just think that he gave the Lakers some great run. Of course, I graded it a B minus. Somebody had a poll online. What do you grade it? I said B minus. Yeah, his tenure I gave a B minus because I know you said, man, it's just one ring. And the more I looked at it, I just realized we're spoiled as Laker fans because we could be the Clippers. We could be the Clippers. But
Listen,
he was able to get one.
I accept the fact that as a Laker fan, I'm spoiled.
Super spoiled.
As an Angelino, I'm even more spoiled because this is the city of champions. This is what we do.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately. And if you want to compete in this market, you gotta win. And when you talking about the pantheon of not just LA greats, Laker legends, when you talking about that, bro, there's nobody. Well, I was about to say there's nobody out there that has a statue that didn't have at least back-to-backs, Jerry West, and Elgin Baylor.
Yep.
But
Elgin. Yep.
like when you look at
he don't need a statue.
When you go outside the Staples Center and it's you looking at all the champions are there. Oscar De La Hoya has a freaking statue there. I've already carved out the space where they gonna put the Misfit statue.
Oh, that's gonna be the best one.
That's gonna be hard. Like, ladies and gentlemen, it is coming. Like the Misfits are here. But like
so,
I don't see
what would you grade? What would you grade his tenure?
I
said a B minus.
I would grade his tenure as a B, right? I think LeBron
generous.
I think his tenure as a Laker, it's historic, it's memorable, I guess, and that's just because of all the things that happened throughout his tenure.
Yeah,
but I gotta put him in that C tier Lakers, bro. Like,
so hey, I got a question for you. And remember, out there, viewers, you guys can always chime in. The Misfits live on YouTube, where you could join the conversation. We want you to join the conversation. Hit us up, the Misfits live on YouTube. Shout out to everybody watching there. Shout out to everyone watching it on TST live on X. But somebody was like, where do you rank LeBron in the pantheon of the Lakers? So if you had a top 10, Elan, we're going to do our Misfits top 10 Lakers of all times.
You want me to go backwards or forwards?
We're going to let's start the beginning because we're going to agree a lot on that. Kobe
Bean.
Magic are 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Bean and Gotti. Those are my 1 and 2 in that
Yeah.
order. Bean, then
Yep.
Gotti.
Okay.
Who do you got at the 3?
3, I go Kareem. You got 5.
Okay, Cap.
So
Yep.
yeah,
Who you
Cap
got
will
at
be the
4?
5th. And then Shaq. I think we'll
Okay.
agree that
We
Shaq, the
this
3-peat,
is this is
right?
why this show works so well. This is why this
Hey,
this show works so well. All right.
yeah.
So
So
we got
Shaq,
Bean,
mm,
Magic, Cap,
Cap,
Cap.
Shaq.
Who's
Number
your 5th?
5 has to be logo, Jerry West,
Okay.
right? Like
Okay.
well, he was the guy
Okay.
that to get things started.
Okay.
Um,
Now number 6. I'm going big game.
Big Game, that's what I got. I got Big
Oh,
Game.
okay.
Big Game
Okay.
got 3 titles
Yep.
with them, right? Finals MVP 1989, Game 7, triple double, knocking off the Detroit Pistons, right? I think that he has to go in that slot. Number 7, who you going with? Number 7,
Number 7. Give me Powell.
Powell. Okay, I like that. I like Powell. Powell Gasol is a great number 7. Instantly changed the Lakers right when he came. Traded there. I remember that first game like it was yesterday. They played the Nets. Even though they lost that game, him and Kobe just looked like a perfect fit together. 3 straight finals, win 2 straight. He changed the game, helped the Lakers get back those titles. So shout out to Powell. Number 7, who we got? Number 8. I think I know who
Number
my
8.
number 8 would be.
Number 8, I'm going Elgin Baylor.
Elgin Baylor, same. Elgin
Yeah.
Baylor.
Hey, we
Yeah.
really locked in.
No, hey, we know ball, baby. The
We
Misfits
really
know
locked
ball.
in.
The question is,
Yeah.
do you know ball? But number 8, I got Elgin Baylor too. You know, he was the superstar of superstar wing players before MJ and Dr. J, all those guys. So shout out to him. Number 9, who you going
Who
with?
you got? Who you got at 9?
So number 9, this is where it gets tricky. For me, it comes down to 1 or 2 guys, right? I'm gonna say honorable mention Mykell Cooper, but that's my guy. 21, the High Sox defender. I love him, but I'm gonna go either number 9. I'm gonna go Derek Fisher, right, or number 10, LeBron James. I think those guys would be my 9, 10.
I
LeBron, because if we're excluding George Mikan, right, because that was Minneapolis. I'm going to say my last 2, it can be interchangeable. It'll be LeBron or Derek Fisher.
Now see, this is where the 2 rows converge, right? I got LeBron at number 9. I think
Okay.
LeBron,
I like that
just
pick. Yep.
looking at the accolades, you
Yeah.
know, the
And he was a
historic
star.
moments that he
Yeah.
created as a Laker. He doesn't have the rings. He doesn't, you know, have the awards to go with it. You know, the crazy part is, you know, I know he's like number 4, number 5 on the all-time Laker list in points.
Points per game. Yep.
Yeah. So, you know, he was getting dunks and layups. He was getting buckets.
Well,
And my number 10, bro, I'm a homer. I'm a homer. My favorite Laker of all time, Eddie Jones, bro. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta
hey,
do it, bro.
I'm going Nick the Quick over Eddie Jones, but
Oh man.
no, that was one of the teams that got me started. Sedell 3, Cedric Ceballos,
Pig Miller,
Sean
Eldon Campbell.
Rooks,
Shout out Eldon Campbell.
Eldon Campbell. Yep.
Rest in
Rest in
peace.
peace. But yeah, but I think I like Derek Fisher just because 5 rings, right? 0.4
No big
game,
shot?
big time shots over.
No
Big
big
Shot ended
shot.
up leaving, and he
No
joined the
big
enemy.
shot Rob.
No, I know. Big Shot
Yeah.
Rob joined the enemy with the Spurs and won 2 more. D Fish, everyone Kobe got, he was that point guard. So that's why I give D Fish a lot of respect. I believe I will probably have LeBron number 9 and then D Fish is number 10 just because he was never an all-star. But when you think of the Lakers, man, 0.4, the game winners against Orlando, right? The game 5 heroics that he showed against the Celtics, which the Lakers won that series in 7 games. I think Derek Fisher is somebody that is in Laker lore that you remember. Then after that, it's like the Mykell Coopers, the Robert Ory's, right? The
Glenn Rices,
Glenn Rice, Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones. That's where those guys come in.
Dennis Rodmans.
Oh, Anthony Davis. I can't forget Anthony Davis will probably be in that group as well.
Anthony, he doesn't And see, that's the thing, man. When you start getting to like
Then Luca's
9,
cut. Luca
10,
gonna be up there too.
yeah,
Once
easy.
he get it
Like
rolling.
Luca, when Luca is done, Luca will be a top 5 Laker. And the crazy thing is, man, and you and I have had this conversation. There isn't a seminal moment that you can turn to in LeBron's tenure where it's like, oh no, he's one of ours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
not he's a Laker or he plays for the Laker. He's one of ours. And that's the thing about like this team, bro. Like the Lakers, the Dodgers, I mean, I guess you could say, nah, I can't even say the Rams because like truth of the matter is it's too many Raider fans, Cowboy fans, 49er fans in this city
Yeah. Packer fans,
for like
Chief
LA
fans,
to ever feel like
Broncos.
it belongs to the Rams, right?
The
And there's a
only
whole
way
like,
The only way I think that they can do that is if they go on like a Chiefs type of run, win 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. Because, like you said, we always say LA is a town of success and front running and winning. That if you win, people fully commit, and I think that that's what kind of helped ease LeBron into it. Going back to that winning in his second year with the Lakers, that kind of helped ease him into it because he did win a championship that had people to hold him. So, because imagine if LeBron didn't win, and it took 6 or 7 years for them to win a championship. Shout to the chat. They say he slipped the Chiefs. Said I got to. Everybody care about the Chiefs, but I think LeBron winning so early. That's what's part of the his Laker allure because he did get one. Imagine if he didn't win year 2, Elam, and you go into year 8 and he didn't win a championship. People will be saying this was an F grade. Like he did terrible. He just came to collect stats and break these records because he wanted to play all these years. He wasn't a Laker at all to where he gets a little bit of grace because he won a
1-1.
championship.
And and
Um,
and that is the saving grace. Like
yeah,
you won a ring.
yeah.
Granted, no one really counts it. And the crazy part was I heard AC talking trash to him, like, don't nobody respect that BS, you know what I'm saying? Like bubble ring, like during the game. And I'm like,
No, yeah,
bro,
yeah.
you were
Well,
on
you were
that
on the
team.
team. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Um, but
Championship is a championship, bro. I don't
that's
care.
that's the
I don't
saving
care.
that's LeBron's saving grace. LeBron,
With the Lakers.
again, he never had a quintessential moment that defined his Laker tenure. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, okay, maybe it's the shot last series against Houston, you know, where he tied it. Like maybe, but
Nah, it got to be game winners.
it
Like
gotta
this is
be a
LA.
winning play. You know what I'm saying? Not a
Yeah.
game tying play, not a game extending play. Like, and that's my thing with like LeBron stands. I can't think of a play that like won a finals. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the chase down block. Like
Yeah.
when I think of LeBron James like signature moment in the league, it's that. It's a chase down block that he goaltended on. That wasn't called.
But nah, if this is it for LeBron, man, like it's gonna be crazy because he's been in the league 23 years. We saw this man grow up from 18 to now going to be 42, going into next season. But I'm hoping that he calls it quits. You got nothing else to prove. I don't believe that he can just be a plug and play guy because he said it at the presser yesterday, right? Like he had to adjust to really being a 3, but he loved getting back to his natural spot of leading in the playoffs, and then he
But
loved
that's the
to
thing.
get back to that. That's why I don't think that he can go anywhere.
At this juncture in his career, that's what he's going to be asked to be.
No,
There's
yeah,
nowhere unless he goes to Golden State. Like that's really the only place that I could think of where he'd
yeah,
be able to
to
be
be
that
himself.
for his usage rate to be as high as it
Yep.
has always been throughout his career, where he'd be able to impact like the game. But Draymond's not just, well, maybe Draymond would. You know what I'm saying? Draymond will probably capitulate and acquiesce to LeBron, but that's really the only
Yeah,
option. And I
yeah.
don't think a Draymond Green, Steph Curry, LeBron James led team you have Jimmy Butler that
Yeah.
is on the men. Like that's not winning you anything.
Yeah, I just don't. I just think his that I saw it years ago when I said his years of winning, his days of winning the championship are long gone. At this point, he's just playing to get numbers and try to be, be competitive. But this is a young man's game. If you look at the top teams, they're all young, right? We watching, the Thunder, young team, the Timberwolves, young team, Spurs, young team,
Knicks,
right? The Knicks got younger players.
Pistons, Cavs,
Pistons, Cavs got some
Orlando.
youth to their team. Orlando, Houston even has some youth to their team. I think for guys like Kevin Durant, Steph, and LeBron, they have to realize sooner than later, yo, are we just going to just keep playing? Or are we going to let these young guys take over the league? And I think we're getting close to that point. But
Two
shout
part
out to
question.
LeBron. Huh?
Two part question. Two part
Let
question.
me hear it.
First part. Who's when all the elder statement of the game retire, who becomes or which group of young players become the face or faces of the league? And do you think the game is in a good space moving forward?
Yeah, I honestly just think that they have to move on. Of course, it's gonna be Shea. It's gonna be Ant. You got Wemby, Cade Cunningham, right? Jokic is gonna be one of the older guys. Then you may have some young guys emerge, right? Like AJ DeBansa can become something. Cooper Flag has already proven like the league is gonna. I think the league is looking a lot like it did in the early 2000s, where Jordan was just leaving. Guys like Dream and Ewing and stuff were older. Karl Malone, Gary Payton, they were older, and it was like, all right, let's move over. And you had the Shaqs, you had Duncan, Kobe, AI, Kevin Garnett, the Vince Carter, T Mac, Paul Pierce. Like, I think that the NBA is rolling over into that type of era. Now it's on these young guys to carry the torch and stop all of the flopping and doing all of the nonsense and getting back to this competitive level of basketball that we saw in the 2000s
And
so
you
that
just
the league will be in a good hand.
said the magic word, bro. Competitive. I
Yeah.
think the All-Star game this year, shout out to Wimby and Ant. And
Yep.
just like the entire format of the All-Star game, it actually was competitive. And I was like, oh, we have something. The mere
Yeah.
fact that Wimby does not like Chet Holmgren, I
I love it.
absolutely love it. The mere fact that we have a Dylan Brooks who is a more swaggier version of Dennis Rodman. Well, he's not that great of a
Yeah.
rebounder, but just
Dennis
a
Rodman's a
nuisance.
rock star.
He's a nuisance. Like the
But
league needs bad blood. We need
yeah, but
competition. I don't like you, and I'm at your throat. But you just said it, man. You
yeah.
you you got
And
Luca.
I think I think that will be the biggest dent on LeBron James' legacy in the NBA is the decision and him team hopping and joining different stars because it kind of took some of that competitive edge away. These guys started working out in the offseason with each other and being super buddy to where I believe this new era of guys, they're going to be back to what we saw in the 90s and 2000s to where it's like, yo, I want to just train with my teammates. These are my friends because they're going to be with me on the battlefield. And that's when it was great to watch all these teams play each other. And I think once these older guys get out the way, because most of them have played with each other on the same teams, I think
Pause.
we're going to get, pause. But I think that we're going to get fully back to that. So, as great as LeBron has been to the league, he's top 3 to 5 player ever. I think the greatest dent that he's had, if he called it a quits after last night's game, was that some of the competitive edge was taken away because it was so many guys teaming up and becoming buddies that you didn't have that competitiveness. And he wanted that because when it was Kobe's league, Kobe was all about being, I'm not trying to be your friends, I'm trying to kill you. LeBron, when he took over, it was about, I want everybody to love me. I want everybody to love each other and let's have fun and make a lot of money. But, I'm happy that that's soon to be done. But if he calls it quits, kudos to him. But if not, we're going to hear all about him and his decision this offseason. But let's switch gears. The Lakers season is done. Shout out to the Spurs. They go up 3-2. They got the win tonight at home, doing what they're supposed to do, protecting home. Let's see what's going to happen in game 6. Cleveland is back. They're going to be playing against Detroit there. That series is 2-2. So it's some good basketball ahead. But let's take it to the WNBA, Elam. I was there for the opener for the Los Angeles Sparks, and yeah, it did not look good. The vibes, the energy was great coming in, but leaving out, it was ugly because they were smacked up, beaten by, I believe, nearly 30 points against the Las Vegas Aces. But I'm going to give them a pass because the night before, the Aces lost by 30 to the Phoenix Mercury, and they got their get back. But the Sparks, got smacked up offensively. A lot of oversharing of the ball. You could tell they're trying to figure each other out. It was just defensively. They went and got defensive players. You didn't see great defense. So all of the pressure is on Coach Lynn Roberts. What is she going to do to get the best out of this group? Because there's no excuse why this team shouldn't be in the playoffs. It's no excuse why they shouldn't be a top 6 team in the WNBA once this season ends. But Elan, we're going to be there tomorrow. They face off against the Indiana Fever, another incredible team led by Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston. What do you expect from the Sparks team? I see him as a playoff hopeful? Am I being a homer, or do you see the same thing?
What's the one thing that derails the Sparks every year? Injuries.
Yeah, I gotta stay healthy.
And for the life of me, I cannot figure out why the Sparks cannot stay healthy. I don't anticipate that they're gonna get through this season without a ton of them. And I don't really like the roster construction. Like, granted, they were able to retain like a Ray Burrell, whose game I absolutely love, right?
Yeah.
But when you look at like KP, Ariel Atkins, Nneka Ogwumike, if one of them get injured, bro, like we're not going to win. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna have to
Like,
depend on the young guys.
yeah,
young players.
because you don't have any young like hoopers. You don't have any young players that you could be like, all right, hey, we getting ready to. We're trying to win while cultivating and building you. We had Rakia. We opted to go with Cam. That made absolutely no sense to me. But hey, that's the hand that the Sparks are playing. I do like Coach Lynn's offensive scheme and philosophy. I just don't know whether or not she has the requisite pieces to execute it. And even more than that, like the defense, what was that, Mother's Day? Yeah, that defense Sunday was atrocious. So that's what I'm looking at tomorrow. Terrible. I know it's gonna be a packed house, people coming in to see Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston. Like, it's gonna be up.
So with that first game, we saw that big three offensively, right? Nneka at 19-10. De'Erica had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 27 points. Kelsey Plum in that second half was like, I'm about to just try to figure this out, but couldn't do it. But it's going to be up to the other group, right? I think Ariel, she was 0 for 6 from 3. She's going to be better. Ray Burrell, she's going to have to find her spot within that 5 because it's real top heavy. So she's just going to have to be that energizer bunny and go out there and knock down some shots, run the floor, be a great defender. But you mentioned a name that I think is big on, and I just think that you see the pressure that she's dealing with as a hooper, that playing in LA might not have been the best spot for her, and that's Cameron Brink, man. Like, it played in 8 minutes, still the same issues, 3 fouls in 8 minutes, 0 points, couldn't even get a shot attempt, was nowhere to be found around the rim. Like, most of the game, she was out at the 3, where I'm like, girl, get inside. We need you by the rim. Use that at height and length. But she doesn't really want to be like touched and bumped and things like that. Like, I think that's where the eye should be at, because she is the greatest X factor for the team. If she can figure it out off the bench and be like a 8 points, 5 rebounds, 3 blocks player and just play with confidence and joy, surrounded by NECA and De'Erica in the front court, I think that the Sparks could be special. But
That's
if
what you
Cameron Brink
expecting out of
can't
the
be
number 2
anything,
pick? That's what you're
yeah,
expecting out of a number 2 pick?
that's the sad part. Once I came into the season and Coach Roberts said, "Oh, Cam is going to be coming off the bench," I was like, "That tells you it all right there," because no number 2 pick should be like just willingly coming off the bench. It should be like, man, I should be in the starting lineup. It should be me and NECA. De'Erica's been a 6th woman of the year. I should be in the starting lineup, but I just don't think that her confidence has ever reached the levels that we saw at Stanford. And if you remember at Stanford, she was surrounded by a lot of talent, right? When she was successful, Kiki was there, and several other players who are in the WNBA. So I wasn't a fan that they didn't take Angel Reese, right? And I know you're not a fan of Angel Reese, but I think that she offers more than Cam, but it's going to be on Cameron Brink, right, to really prove, especially to hoopers like ourselves who aren't going to sugarcoat it. It's up to her to really prove her worth and show, because NECA's only here for 1 year. Who knows? NECA might say this is my last year. Can the Sparks trust Cameron Brink for now and the future? Is going to be on her. So, like for tomorrow's game, I really want to see how she's going to bounce back and what type of performance she gives, because I believe the Sparks will be a lot better in game number 2. So,
And this is the reason why I was so big on retaining Rickea Jackson, and
okay.
I would have been okay with trading Cameron Brink. But
No, I'm with
granted,
you.
she had tore her ACL, so she's a depreciated asset. But she's the player that should have been traded. Like Rickea is the future. Rickea is a bucket. She can
Yeah,
go
she's hooping.
create for herself. And you see her doing her thing over in Chicago, but this is who the Sparks, opted to stick with. I guess this is who I got to stick with because I'm not rooting for anybody else. Um, but it's disheartening, man. But the only saving grace, man, the only saving grace that I'm even willing to have is that if we miss the playoffs, we're smack dab in the middle of the Juju Watkins sweepstakes.
Yeah,
And that's
fact.
all I care about. You gotta get Juju to LA. If the WNBA is smart, hey, you can put in some calls. If I need to drop off some bags to some people, y'all let me know. I am available. But that's what I'm looking forward to. We got to get Juju Watkins in LA.
Yeah, so let's see, what the Sparks are going to do. Game number 2 tomorrow night, 7:30. I believe it's going to be on NBC. I
They
believe
play
so.
on
Let me
NBC now?
no, hey, shout out to the
Ooh.
W, bro.
Hey, how
They
many people
move.
do you think are actually watch the game?
Now people gonna watch because you can. Also, actually, they're going to be on the USA Network. So you have
That's
Ace's
more
son.
that's more like it.
Yeah,
That's
Ace's son. But they do have a Saturday game on NBC. I think 2 games.
nobody watching it.
So
Nope.
man, people go because it's about, oh, I can
Okay.
go and see this. I don't
I
have to
feel
go and
you
find the
being
USA
politically
Network.
correct, bro. You being politically correct. And
But
I
hey,
can appreciate it. You trying to, spare the brand. One of us has to be, super
show them some love, man.
PC. But listen, dog, nobody is watching the WNBA. No,
Hey,
like
the numbers are great, bro. Like they're growing. They got money now.
growing, growing is not great.
Yeah, but
You
hey,
can start off with no money in your
Sunday,
pocket and then put $1 in there. That doesn't your funds are growing, but
hey, Sunday, 2 games on one on NBC. You got Ace's Dream, and then the second game is on Peacock, the Storm and Fever. So they trying to make some moves out there. Don't be hating on the W.
I'm
But
not hating.
we
I'm a
gotta talk
supporter of the
about
W.
we gotta talk about something, Elam. Your boys, man, they're struggling. 4 straight losses
Oh
for the
my God.
Dodgers. They were just knocked off once again by the Giants. They lose 6-2 tonight. Otani did hit a home run. He's trying to get his groove back at the plate. Mookie Betts is back. That's your guy. He went 0 for 4 tonight. Are there any worries for you when it comes to the Dodgers with the early struggles? Because I was just on TST today. Shout out Grant. Shout out to Rosh, my guy, Beef. We did our thing, and we talked about this as well. And I said, hey, if you've been sprayed by a skunk before, sometimes you have that stink on you, right? And it's hard to get away. So imagine being um sprayed by two skunks and that stink just stays on you. I just don't want the Dodgers to get too much of that stench on them of losing to where other teams in the MLB are like, yo, we can beat them. Like they start to get the confidence. Right. Last year, you kind of felt that it was inevitable. Teams will play the Dodgers, and you just said, yeah, they just don't look like they think they can beat the Dodgers. This year, I think with the Dodgers, they're 24-18 now after tonight's L. People are looking like, hey, we can beat them.
Hey,
And that belief can
quick question.
help somebody knock them off.
Quick question.
What's up? Let me
What
hear
was
it.
the Dodgers record after the All-Star break last year?
No, I know it wasn't the greatest, but you saw
Hold on,
they
hold on,
were,
hold on. Hold on, hold on.
yeah,
What was their record after the All-Star break last year?
I can't remember. But how many
It
games
was
in first
30.
place were they?
It was 35-30. The Dodgers had ran away with the division so early in the year. It didn't really matter what they did in the All-Star or after the All-Star. It was just like we just got to get to the playoffs. Listen to me.
That's
The
not the
Dodgers
case
are
this year,
making
though.
the Dodgers are going to make the playoffs. Blake Snell just returned. Shohei is only batting on days where he doesn't pitch. Mookie Bett just got back. Dog, we've been touting out the B team, sometimes the C team, and we're 24-18. I'm not worried. I'm not
Hey,
worried. Listen to me. This is why I love where we are right now, because it's people like you who are like, oh, look, maybe we could beat the Dodgers. Before the season began, y'all were all crying. Oh, the Dodgers are what's wrong with baseball. You
they,
can't buy your way. The Mets still have the highest payroll in the MLB, and they in last place. Listen,
true.
I just want to make sure I keep receipts of all this chatter. You, producer Ben, shout out to my bro Corin who called me. He's a huge Giants fan. I love it. I love it. You know why?
The Giants about to sweep y'all, bro.
Yo, Eric,
Here
we
he
need
is,
things. We need
big.
things to celebrate right now. We are dead last in the league. We had a
Hey,
backup catcher go
hey,
yard
I'm
twice
gonna
though, and
tell.
Harrison
Hey,
Bader,
producer
who's
Ben,
hitting, I think
producer Ben, I'm gonna
120,
tell you.
hit a
I'm
Ben,
home
get the
run.
brooms ready. Ben, get the brooms
I'm
ready.
I'm gonna tell producer Ben the same thing that I told you last year. Come October, you'll be able to hang the banner that says, "Hey, at least we beat the world champs." That's
Hey,
all that matters to me.
so far, um, what is that? 4-1. The Giants are 4-1 when they play against the
World champions,
Dodgers in that
world
sweet. Wait
champions,
a minute.
world.
The broom is there. The sweep may be coming. The Lakers already felt that. The Giants may bring it to the Dodgers. But of course, it's a long season. You don't want to over panic. But I just think like teams are better this year. Teams are more prepared. We already said it coming into this year, Elam, that we look. I compare this team to the 2000 Lakers, right? Winning three straight. That third season was so tough for the Lakers, all the way up into the finals. Of course, they watched the Nets, but like they had to go seven with the Kings, and we saw the Dodgers go seven just to win the World Series last year. It's going to be so much tougher this year. That's why you just don't want to have that stench of lose. Mookie Betts, I already told you, I got it. You take out the M, you put the D in there, pause. It's Dookie. He has been struggling. So will he figure it out? Will Ohtani? And hey, I told you before the year, Ohtani wouldn't win MVP, but he'll win Cy Young. It's looking like that so far this year. So it might be
What
spooky
what's
hours,
what's
man.
what's funny? What's going to be funny to me is when the Dodgers go on a tear. When Kyle Tucker he's hitting, when Max Muncy is hitting, when Andy Pajes and Teo and Will Smith, and you're like, oh man, well look at the roster you guys have. Look at the payroll that you guys have. I am going to
All
clip
right.
it and post it, right? Because I'm telling you right now, where was I after the last game of the 2025 MLB season? Where was I? I was reporting live from Dodger Stadium where it was
I know.
complete
I was
pandemonium.
there, Elam. I was there. I know.
Yeah. So
We know.
it's okay. I
But
already have questions lined up for Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts. Hopefully, I'll see my boy Clayton again. You know, I could chop with him in the press box. I'm not worried. I'm
hey,
not worried.
this might end up being the worst week for the Dodgers because after possibly getting swept by the Giants, they got to go to Anaheim and face their arch nemesis,
Easy.
the Los
That's
Angeles Angels.
easy money. That's easy money.
So if they walk away from this with what would that be? 9 straight losses, they might get spooky, man. So we're gonna see. But it's a long season. Let's see what happens. Hopefully Mookie Butts can get himself together
Mookie
and get
Butt.
it right. Mookie, yeah. Mookie Butts. I ain't gonna give him the bets yet. He got to get there. But Mookie Butts, if he can get it right, they will be okay. Somebody, the chat said all the hot women in California are Giants and Angels fans. Damn it, you are 100% right. You
Oh
go to
man,
Orange County. You go
man,
to
shout
Orange
out to the
County.
Highness, bro.
You go to San
Y'all
Fran.
clearly don't go to Dodger Stadium. All the Highness are out there. What are you
The
talking about?
Hyenas. It's
Soccer
more than just
moms,
Hyenas. And
the soccer moms. What are you talking about? Is what?
hey, that's
No,
what we need. That's the content we need right there. We need to go out there and interview who has the hottest women: Giants, Padres, Angels, or Dodgers, and see what we get, man.
easy money.
But
Easy money.
let's switch gears, man. Before we get up out of here, we want to talk about USC Notre Dame. I thought it was the death of it, but they are trying to bring this thing back. Elam, have you heard about this?
Yeah, I heard some murmurings like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Didn't really think it would come to fruition, but clearly there has been a ton of headway made. If they're back at the negotiating table, what did I tell you it was about at the end of the day? It was about money, bro. It's about
Mm-hmm.
dinero, and for the Trojans, they don't want to have to play Notre Dame at the end of the year. Let's go on and get this fade out the way early. That's like, for anybody who has ever experience the carceral system. As soon as you get in there, man, you got to run fades, bro. It just is what it is. Like, you get
Yeah.
those out the way, everybody will leave you alone. And that's what the Trojans wanted. Hey, let's play at the beginning of the year. That way, it doesn't negatively impact our roster because we
Mm-hmm.
still got to play Indiana, we still got to
Yep.
play Ohio State, we still got to play Michigan, we still got to play UCLA, right? Nebraska. Like, we kind of got a murderer's row when it comes to our Big Ten schedule. It
Conference.
benefits
Yeah.
y'all more than it benefits us. So if
Mm-hmm.
we're going to continue this thing, it's got to be on our terms. Like, we got to play out at the beginning of the season.
Which
Because
would be dope.
Notre
I think
Dame, they
that's
got Notre Dame got a contract or agreement with the CFP. As long as they in the top 12, they automatically go. Like,
yeah.
that's some BS. So
No, yeah.
you
I
can
mean,
see
I
you
think
can
that'll
see
be
what it
such a
is. You
no,
see what
yeah.
it is.
I think that'd be such a great idea to see, like, make it an annual week one,
Kickoff. Yeah.
game, kickoff game, Notre Dame, USC, because I just rivalries are what carry sports, right? Like rivalries has
Particularly college.
always been the
Particularly
biggest
college.
thing. Yes, especially college, right? You think of college football, you think of Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame, USC, Florida, Florida
Army,
State,
Navy.
Army, Navy, right? All of these big time rival games that you want to see, Texas, Oklahoma. So you don't want to see a rivalry as great as Notre Dame and USC with that type of history just be wiped away, right? So hopefully they can find something out. They can get the Ducats together, and that will be a great. Imagine every year you can say, "Hey, game number one, SC Notre Dame. Let's see who's gonna come out ready to go." That will be big time, and I'm hoping that they can figure this out because you don't want to see this game just fall to the wayside. College football needs it, right? Because with more teams in the playoffs, they probably add some more eventually, right? These regular season games become, all right, you can lose 2 games and still make it. So the importance is not as important. So you want to see these big time rival games be played. So hopefully Notre Dame USC figures it out. So I'm happy that they're negotiating. It's going to be a good time if they can get exactly what we want, which is a contract for them to continue playing. Elam, before we get up out of here, we got sad news today. Um, Jason Collins, the first openly gay NBA player, passes away at 47 years old. He's been dealing with health issues these past couple years. And it's just sad, sad to hear, man, because I remember him in college playing basketball, right? Then
Stanford.
coming, yeah, Stafford, he was before him and his brother were before the Lopez twins, and seeing him play there, then making it to the league, playing for the Nets and things like that. And it just shows you, man, as we continue to age, right, you start to see athletes lose their lives through health and other things like that. And it's just a situation, as people who are in the sports world covering it and our fans, we're going to see some of our heroes pass away. And I know that Jason Collins was a lot of people's hero because of his stand to come out as a gay athlete, right? Especially in the
Did
world that we
didn't
live in
you didn't
today.
you cop his jersey like that one in the Michael Sam jersey?
No, I didn't cop his jersey, but I will be sending you one in the mail so
I
that you
know.
may be able to show love. But
Um,
yeah, what's
but
your
no,
thoughts
Scott,
about
I mean,
that?
you brought up Jason Collins, but we also got to
Brandon Clark.
yeah, Brandon Clark, man. We got to send our
Yeah.
condolences to the Clark family, who was found. He passed away out here, man, in the San Fernando Valley, man. I
Wow.
don't know if he was tooting powder or he was off that Fenty, but definitely drugs were found, at the residence. It's just crazy, man. Like how fleeting life is. It really puts everything into perspective. Like,
Mhm.
this used to be black about, 2-3 years ago. And just to see it changing in real time, it's a blessing, but it's also a real stark reminder that, like, man, like I don't have I'm closer
Yeah.
to the
Every
grave
day
than
is
I
not
am.
promised, bro.
What I'm saying? I'm closer to the grave than I am the womb. And when you see, at 47 years old, that's still young, or at least
Yeah,
to me, that's
super
still
young.
young.
Yes,
Um,
young.
and it's like, yo, dog, like tomorrow is not promised. And I know I say that, at the end of every show, like, hey, you know, tell somebody that you love them, or go see them and bury the hatchet and all that. But like, man, life really is fleeting, and that's the fragile, aspect of this. Like Jason Collins, man, like he was super applauded, for being one of the first athletes, not just in the NBA. He was one of the
Yeah,
first athletes
facts. Yep.
to come out, and that I thought that was huge.
Mhm.
Pause, but yeah, like he and Brandon Clark, to pass in the same day, like
Yeah.
that's eerie, man. That's eerie.
Yeah. And you just have to, love on your loved ones and be appreciative of every day that you're given. So prayers out to the family, the Collins family, the Clark family, all their friends. The Misfits, we send our love. Uh, And we thank you. We send our love to our viewers, man. We thank you for joining us on today's episode, the day after the Lakers' funeral of this season. Speaking of, we got somebody that's coming from the grave. The Lakers were put in the grave for their end of the season. Drake is coming out of his. Iceman is dropping this Friday on the 15th. Let's see what that's
Hey,
going to be
we're gonna
like.
do a live misfit listen. All right.
Yeah,
We
I'm
gotta
with it.
cover the Sparks game, but
Yeah,
after the Sparks game, we're gonna do a late night misfit live listen. So
yeah.
if you can hold off until we listen to it, I will give you my honest, real feedback in real time. Guarantee
I
you
love it.
it'll be memorable. But yo, we got some breaking news. We were able to secure a sponsor. So
Yeah.
shout out to the sponsorship. That news will be
Y'all gonna learn
announced
more
at a
about it. Y'all
later
gonna learn
date.
more about it.
Yeah, that news will be announced at a later date. But the Misfits, man, I keep trying to tell y'all, hey, as we grow, you grow with us. And we are a sports show unlike another. Like, it's interactive, it's here for you, but even more than that, we are going to take you with us. Like, guaranteed, we are going to take you with us. So when we're at the Super Bowl, if we get tickets, we gonna bless y'all with them. Like,
Yeah.
you guys already saw what I did with Call of Duty for the gamers out there. We gave what 2 people, 3 people a game to download. So hey, rock with us.
Okay. Stay tapped in. Got a lot of great things coming. You want to be a part of this journey. So when we get them Hollywood stars, you're going to be like, I saw it from the beginning. So appreciate you guys. Much love. We're back at it next week. More Misfits. Let's see what's going to happen with the NBA
No, we're back at
playoffs.
it on Friday. Friday.
Oh, Friday. Yeah, Friday. I'm tripping. We got to listen to this Iceman, see what it's hitting for. I'm thinking it's going to be special.
You're going to
but we're
cheat.
gonna
You're
see.
going to listen to it before I do. I already
I
know
have
you
to.
are.
I have to.
I know.
But I
I'm
have
going
to.
to.
But
My ears will be virgin. My ears will be virgin.
hey, let's get it. So we see you guys next week. Mykell the PG. Peace out. My guy Elam 5-star E. Take us out of here, bro.
Yo, we are the Misfits, where we encourage you not to fit in, but find a way to stand out. That's Mykell Mathieu. You have seen his work on MLBbro.com, FI360.com, the Culver City Observer, and here on the Sporting Tribune. I'm your guy, Eric Lambkins II, 5-star E Lamb. I got a whole bunch of nicknames, but you can catch my work on FI360, the Culver City Observer, and the Sporting Tribune. Until Friday, we say adieu, farewell, and be safe. Peace.